Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we're meeting in the Moon Garden. It is Moon Day. It is the Feast of Mary Magdalene holiday and it is a full moon. Today when I'm filming it, it's full moon. Tomorrow will be a day after, and tomorrow, the day that you see this, is the Feast of Mary Magdalene. So really auspicious time in our lives. This is a full moon in Capricorn where we really start to see our dreams come into reality. The dreams and the goals and the visions that we had for our lives beginning at the beginning of the year is coming to culminate at this time of the year, which is perfect because we are in summer. It is like high flowering and fruiting time, and it stands to reason that our lives are also in that time of almost time to harvest. We're blooming and everything is starting to really look like our dreams are coming true. I am out here early in the morning. I'm drinking my coffee. My favorite coffee is Death Wish coffee. My favorite blend is the Valhalla blend. And I'm just enjoying the beauty of the garden. It is a little bit overcast, which makes it that much more enjoyable. And we can really see the flowers shine this time of day when it's like this. So I am going to show you a little tour of the Moon Garden while we're out here. I just wanted to remind you all about our moon gardening tasks for the next couple of weeks. So in the full moon, we really focus on harvesting. This is the time when planting and sowing flowers is a great opportunity, but also taking care of our flowers, right? And deadheading them and helping them to bloom even more. This is a great time to do that. Going into next week and next weekend, that's when you're gonna wanna start pruning and not planting. So we wanna prune and harvest the week after the full moon. And then we start dreaming up the garden again. What is next? What's the next thing that we want to install in the garden? What's the next thing we want to install in our lives? So that when the full moon comes in 2 weeks, we can set our intentions with integrity and with like a really strong vision of what we want to step into in our lives and in our gardens. So let's take a walk around the garden and see what is going on just in the Moon Garden, just a short little tour. So in the raised beds, we have a lot of Celine that is ready to be harvested and dried. It's a little damp from our rains last night, so their heads are a little bit nodding. So we'll wait until they're dry before we harvest them. We have so many pincushion flowers. Look at all these. I'm so excited. This one is just starting to open, but we have plenty open. We have the white one. I believe this is Snow Maiden pincushion flower, and then we have the white snapdragons and more of the dark pincushion flowers. But would you look at this flower? It's so beautiful. Oh, yesterday I was out here and there's a little bumblebee. So cute. Below the raised bed of pincushion flowers and snapdragons, we have Pearly Everlasting. And again, it's kind of laid over because it rained really hard last night, but they are all starting to open their precious little white blooms. And if you'll notice, The ajuga is so beautiful and thick in there this year. I'm so excited. Moving on down here into our container, we have the Proven Winners Mini Vista White that is doing fantastic. We have a dahlia coming up here, and then we have the Mini Vista White is kind of taking over this Impatient, but man, those blooms are so big and beautiful. They're a little damaged from the rain, but oh, I love them. And then the clematis is climbing. Where is it going? I don't know. It's like climbing that direction. It's not blooming yet. I will share it with you when it starts to bloom. The lovey-dovey is looking pretty good. You don't have to deadhead these, but after the rains, sometimes I like to because they just get all brown and kind of yucky. But again, not completely necessary. Then we have the Proven Winners Super Bells Lemon Slice, looking nice. And the coyote bush it's a type of hebe. It's been blooming for a little while. See if I could get some footage of it, but the blooms are starting to fade, which means next week when it's time to prune, this bush is gonna get a real good haircut. Again, I'd like to point out how nice and thick this mat of a chocolate ajuga is doing. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Absolutely beautiful. Moving down to this container here, you almost can't see the container, which is so fun. Again, Proven Winners Mini Vista Whites, Celine. We have pincushion flowers in here, and something else. What are these? I can't remember what these are. Oh, this one's hiding. Okay. I need to like stake that one up. Ah. All right, so fun, kind of wild basket here. We also have a couple of volunteer nasturtiums, which I'm not even sure how that happens because I've never had nasturtiums in this garden. We do have a couple more Super Tunia or Super Bell Lemon Slice, but we're struggling a little bit with earwig. That one, and all the blooms are off of that one for now. What else is going on? The Blue Moon Hosta is kind of hanging in there. The Twilight Hosta is doing a lot better as far as, you know, how big it is. But this one has been in the ground a little bit longer than this one. And then the hellebore has finally given up. We got to get rid of that bloom and just let her go dormant. Then up here in this container, we do have the pumpkin on a stick getting nice and big. And the Bruala is blooming. It's a sweet little plant. I don't know that it really holds itself in this pot particularly, but I'm really loving how large the double up white begonias have gotten this year. Again, I feel like the blooms are somewhat insignificant on this particular begonia, but the foliage is absolutely gorgeous, and the nice like big clump of structure that it creates is beautiful. Well, let's just ignore this terrible pot of pansies. It is so on its last legs. Finally. This has been in this pot for 3 years, so it's finally time to let it go. All right, so then again, the rains just kind of make everything turn to mush. But we've had these pink geraniums blooming for a little while. The white violas came back fantastically. The creeping Charlies all filled up. The white geraniums are looking beautiful in these pots. And then we have a pink one over there on that side. So that is how the moon garden is looking right now. The other thing I was going to point out is I do have this vase of white flowers that we did a little over a week ago. Pretty impressive stay time. I have not topped off any water or anything like that other than natural rain. I see that the Dusty Miller, it didn't get a chance to dry. If it would have been able to dry, it would have just stayed upright and nice. But it wasn't actually touching the water inside, so that's why they kind of failed. But everything else looks pretty good. I've got pine needles and whatnot, but I'm impressed. We've got Shasta daisies, snapdragons, Celine, all looking really good, and the pink cushion flower here. The roses did fade, but interesting. They're just kind of like stashed way in there and just kind of hidden by everything else. So I think if I just take those out, I could just enjoy that vase for a little while longer. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful start to your week, and that the full moon is treating you well, and that you're enjoying your summer. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.